So, uncollege to me really, more than anything, was a bet to myself. So, like a lot of other people my age, I had gone to college immediately after high school with kind of this thought that I'd finally be able to study all the things that I wanted to study, to learn everything that I wanted to learn, and be able to get the tools to do whatever I wanted to do. But I've found that really the path that I want to follow is one that's more untrodden or untreaded. And there's not really a degree for that. There's not really a degree that would tell me exactly how to be the person that I am. I wasn't going to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. And so after settling on economist and studying classes for that for a while, I'm like, well, I don't really think this is, the way that I'm going to be able to lead myself forward. And as well, just seeing some of the structure in college, how some classes are 3 days apart, and how if you ask an off-topic question, you have to go to office hours, which is maybe twice a week for half an hour. And just really how I was learning and I was teaching myself on my own in my own dorm. I was studying. And I was thinking, like, if I'm spending tens of thousands of dollars to do this, can I not do this on my own? Can I not go out and do something else and get the same or even better education? And so I made this bet with myself that I absolutely could. And so that's where I found Uncollege. And Uncollege really, it gave me a lot. I went to a different continent that I've never been to before. I was in Tanzania, and I saw the Ngorongoro crater, which is a wonder of the world. I made a lot of friends. I saw a lot of new sights, culture, language, food, clothes, all of those clothes which I do own now, including the stick, and the friends. But really what I got out of it was a confidence, because I think, as a lot of other fellows here know, that calling your parents up and saying, hey, I want to drop out of college, and when they ask, well, okay, what do you want to do instead? And your answer is, I don't know, that can be a little bit difficult. And it's the fact that we don't know the why a lot of us are here. And I feel like the confidence that I got out of this would make it a lot easier for me to explain to them why it is that I want to follow something else. But really, what I got out of Uncollege a lot more was something more about assumptions and more about taking things for granted, especially when it comes to yourself and other people. And so I found a lot of the time, like in my need to be better, a lot of the time, I would make this assumption that I needed to improve. And because of that, I really took for granted the skills that I already had of the things that I've already done. Or assuming that I had this like inherent procrastination or this inherent disability for like motivation, but that, again, took for granted the passion and the curiosity that I had, which is why I'm here in the first place. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't curious. And also, kind of just like a kid that just says, yeah, I know, to their parents when the parents are trying to teach them something. It's this idea that assuming just because you know something that it won't affect you, or just because you know something that you've already put it into practice. Like a lot of nights where I'd say to myself, Gary, you should really get sleep. And I'd go, yeah, I know. And like as if saying I know was going to give me more sleep, when it's just absolutely not. And I think that kind of, it's that kind of attitude that makes you a bystander in your life, or at least in mine, where just by taking things for granted and assuming that just because you know something, you become someone that's observing everything that's going on, and you're not actually taking action in your own life. You know, but you're not doing. And just like being a bystander, watching something happening that's wrong, I think it's even more of an injustice when it's your own life. And really going forward out of Uncollege, what I'm doing is I'm making a website on thewintercricket.com, if anyone wants to check it out. I can't make no promises right now because it's really just a domain name. If you go on there, you're going to find absolutely nothing. But in this next year, what I'm going to turn it into is this learning community of kind of proving and living by example that you can actually teach yourself something without needing to go to university, because learning's something that's lifelong. It's not something that you get a degree with and you say, okay, I learned and now I'm done. And yeah, thank you very much.